I think, music obviously curates, it's a soundtrack. And I hope to one day give people that one record or two records that creates a soundtrack for a moment for them. And that's all I hope for at the end of the day. Yo, what up, guys? This is Noises. Welcome to Casa de la Noises. This is my studio. A little janky, but we do our thing. Let's get into it. So I grew up in San Diego, California, this little town called National City, aka Nasty City, aka Shell Town, whatever you want to call it. Small little area, not the best neighborhood. My parents actually grew up in that neighborhood. When I was a kid, I actually used to walk to elementary school. My parents actually have their name carved in the cement. So every day I'd go to school, I would see that there, and yeah, man, great experience. I love living there. If I could, I'd go back, but right now we're in this beautiful Phoenix, Arizona, which I love. It's great, and yeah. I first got into music through my family, my parents, my mom and my dad. My dad's a really big, music guy. He loves music. Kind of started with the whole hip hop scene, really into breakdancing, got me into Africa Bambaataa, DJ Flash, things like that. And then from there, it kind of stemmed off to whatever I was listening to at the time. So I want to say like the early stuff I can think of is like DJ Isaac, only dude skateboarding at the time, listening to this stuff. And yeah, man, just the energy it gave me. And I just always wanted to curate something that gave me that type of energy, that vibe, that emotion that I was chasing, that thrill. So just doing that and kind of gave me that pathway to creating my own beats, essentially. This record is very simple. So I arpeggiated this bass and then literally just paint in from there. And I think when I do records, I think about bass. My records are very bass centric, so I always think about that bass just has to slap. Like as long as that bass slaps, that's all it's good for me. It's a good groove. It keeps people moving. So literally just from there, just building. Right now, my main inspiration in music would have to be honestly my friends. I think I surround myself around, like-minded individuals who are doing cool things. And I love the music they make, and I'm always trying to gas them up, hype them up, and they do the same for me. So they're definitely a big inspiration on my, the way I create things, because, I see them evolving and it makes me want to evolve. But if I really had to come up with somebody who really inspires me, it would have to be, Rado, Louis Madame. I love the whole early French scene. Obviously, big ups to Chami, everybody on Insomniac. They definitely push me to, push the envelope and, go a little deeper with everything that I make, for sure. So my free time, I currently work at a medical marijuana dispensary, which I actually really enjoy. It's really cool, on the side of, helping people. I think, where we're at now in societies, and finally kind of accepting that whole idea behind, cannabis being something that's acceptable and helps people, become better people and, better in whatever they're dealing with in life. It's definitely something that I've been kind of passionate about. I love to, ride my bike. I love when I'm not making electronic beats. I love making hip hop beats. It's kind of what I grew up on. I love dancing, which is kind of random, but I like to dance. Man, I love playing 2K. Yo, anybody got PS4? Find me, catch the fade real quick. And yeah, man, taking naps. I think that's definitely the things I love to do right now, for sure. And eating food. Give me your best spot, because I'm trying to try it out, for real. Best advice I've ever been given is, don't give up, honestly. I know it's super simple and, you've probably heard it many times, but it's kind of true, you know. It's testament of time. It's like the first people to give up are the people who will say it was hard to do it, you know. And it's always, you know, in the back of my head every time I'm doing something music wise, I'm like, you know what, if I give up now, that sound that I was going to create will probably never be created. Or, you know, if I push myself a little bit further, you know, it'll definitely help me out in the long run. And it's been proven time and time again in the studio, you know. And I'm sure, you know, for some of you guys, it's, you know, there's days where you just don't feel like going, and, you know, you just can't give up, because that one sound that just doesn't sound right to somebody will sound right to you. Or maybe that one sample you were looking for, that one little tweak in that knob and that cutoff, you know, it just makes the whole track come together. So definitely never give up. That's something I hold close to my heart, and I will always, you know, have that in the back of my mind every time I'm doing something, for sure. The way I would describe my music style, shit. All right, so this is the way I do it. I honestly I can't really depict it in words, but this is how I explain it to everybody. So I kind of do it in depictment, in visual. So like anytime I make a record, I think of a time or an instance or something that really like motivates me. Recently, it's been like a warehouse, smoky warehouse, sweaty, you know, barely any lights, maybe. You know, maybe there's that one or two flutter of, you know, you get a glimpse of those hands in the sky. That's just like, I don't know, man. That's just what it does. It does it for me, you know? So when I do records, those are the type of things that influence me the most. Those visuals that you put in your head, and then like that instance of where you hear that record coming in, like it just, you know? What has propelled my music career the most? Honestly, I know this is kind of cliche, but just being a good person, man. I think resonating with people in that sense, you know, just being the best you is like the best thing you can do. And it's definitely helped me in like creating great friendships with people, you know. At the end of the day, this music stuff, like, you know, we do it individually, but at the end of the day, it's like we're doing the same thing. So it's kind of a team effort, you know. So I think it's definitely helped me become a better producer, better person, you know, just trying to be more mindful of, you know, being a good person and having good energy around everyone you associate yourself with. I was on Bijou's All-Star team with Emily Blossom from Night Base. Shout out her. Shout out Blossom. It was great, man. Honestly, I think the best thing about being on that label and being on that All-Star team is, you know, supporting and being a part of the community that, you know, is kind of giving me my ways into what I'm doing now. And, you know, tying it with somebody who's also from the neck of the woods that I am, and, you know, can respect something that I've done. It's like a giant, like, you know, I don't know. It makes me happy, you know. People that I really want to, you know, be a part of or work with respect what I'm doing, and I can only be appreciative of that. So shout out D&D, man. I love you guys, for real. So I did this record, and, like, my good friend just passed away. RP, my boy Andre, passed away in Australia. And I made that record for him because it was like kind of like, it wasn't as hard. It was hard. It still hit hard because it was a part of me, but like the tempo of it and like the rhythm was like not as like tough. So it's just like that type of record, but not really like touchy. It's just like has that vibe to it. But yeah, this girl Lucy, her name's Lucy. She's got vocals, bro. I started from the second drum. I have an EP on In Rotation. Great EP, by the way. If you haven't checked it out, check it out now. It was awesome, I guess, rolling out for Noises. When I pitched it to them, they thought it was super different, and I thought so as well. They're definitely super supportive. I think their first taste of me was when I did a record with Medicine, Echo Nova, also an Arizona local, and they just believed in the vision. And since then, they've been really, supportive of what I do. We still send records to them to this day, and they've been nothing but supportive with pushing the vision that I've had, and continue to, show that likeness of what I'm doing and how I want to perceive myself in the future in this music industry. So I've played a couple shows, Mala, Destructo, Omnom. I've played a couple times in San Diego as well. My favorite show would have to probably be Mala. The only reason because, of course, it's Mala, And on top of that, I don't know. It was kind of like me opening up my book to this new chapter of noises. At the time when I started playing that, or when I got booked for the show, I was finally in the realm of Insomniac, and I was starting to finally feel, the traction that I was, gaining, and I wanted to present that in public, show them that I'm here to stay. I have all this energy that I'm just have pent it up, trying to put out. And yeah, so I got on that stage and just did what I did best, smashed it, and gave them all the energy I could, and I had a great experience, and the fan support has been amazing after that show, and it's continued to grow. So yeah, shout out Mala. What I ultimately hope to achieve is, I know, again, another cliche thing, man, but it's true, I think music at the end of the day expresses an emotion, and we all feel emotions, and I definitely want to curate an emotion for somebody. I think I feel certain ways in certain types of days, and I definitely want, there's that one record that just does it for me, whether it's, like a chill, synthwave record, or country record, or rock record. I think, music obviously curates, it's a soundtrack, and I hope to one day give people that one record or two records that creates a soundtrack for a moment for them, and that's all I hope for at the end of the day. If you're listening to this, I love you, and keep your head up. We're gonna get through this shit. Go listen to a bunch of new music wherever it's at. Go support your friends, whatever they're doing, live streaming, making art, and yeah, man, get outside, go ride a bike. I don't know, meet your neighbors, do something like that. Drink a White Claw. I don't know, cut that one out.
Perfect.
You cut that out.